Back when I started traveling solo in my early 20s, I always tried to pack light, but somehow my camera bag was always bigger than my clothing bag. Well, these days, thanks to more compact camera gear and a little help from online travel forums, I've finally embraced one-bag travel, at least when I'm not traveling with my kids. Now, the best one-bag travel backpack is always going to be up for debate, but lately, I've really been enjoying these bags from BagSmart. This is the 29-liter Pharaoh and also the 28-liter Blast. And the Blast actually expands to 38 liters. In this video, I'll give you a full inside and out look of both bags and also highlight some unique features that set them apart from other travel backpacks. And I'll also include a rundown of my latest travel vlogging camera setup. Oh, and a quick heads up. This video is sponsored by BagSmart, but as always, all thoughts and opinions are my own. And I'll also share a few things that I don't love about these bags towards the end, so stick around for that. So let's start with the BagSmart Pharaoh. At just 910 grams or about 2 pounds when empty, the Pharaoh is incredibly lightweight. It's also made from 300D polyester, which BagSmart claims is waterproof and durable. Now the Pharaoh has a padded laptop sleeve in the back pocket that fits an up to 15.6-inch laptop. There are also 4 compression clip buckles on the sides to help keep the bag compressed. On the outside, notice that there are 2 carrying handles, one on top and one on the other side. And inside, you'll find a detachable 1.5-liter crossbody bag, which is a nice bonus. Then there's a shoe compartment, which is accessible from the bottom of the bag, and also has ventilation holes, which is nice for keeping your shoes feeling fresh. However, keep in mind that putting the shoes in the bag does take up some space in the main compartment. But one of my favorite features of this bag is the suitcase-style compression strap that's inside of the main compartment. This is something that I rarely see in backpacks, but it really makes a lot of sense. You can use these to secure packing cubes, compress clothes, or even ditch packing cubes altogether for a more streamlined setup. Speaking of packing cubes, I've been using them for years to help keep my gear organized, and I usually travel with several. I have one for my clothes, one for my toiletries, and one for my electronics. Now, my go-to packing cubes do rotate from time to time, but at the moment, I am really sold on these Peak Design packing cubes because they have a built-in dirty clothes section, and also this zipper makes it expandable. So you can expand it to fit more clothes, you can compress it. And inside of this packing cube, I can actually fit 2 pairs of pants, 2 shirts, and a couple pairs of underwear if I'm using the small packing cube. There are other sizes of the packing cube, but the small one seems to fit my needs pretty well. Now, I'm also testing out different toiletry bags at the moment, and right now, my favorite one is by Peak Design. This is their DOP kit or their toiletry bag, and this is also this is the regular size. I initially thought I could do a small toiletry kit, but I actually need a slightly bigger one. But if I have these 2 packing cubes, I'm gonna call this toiletry bag a packing cube, I can actually fit them really well inside of this Pharaoh bag, and I can strap it down with that luggage compression strap. Now, one issue with packing cubes though, especially for clothing, is that it can wrinkle your clothes, especially when this packing cube is compressed, as it is right now. That's where the built-in luggage straps can really come in handy. For example, this is my favorite pair of travel pants. These are the Allison pants by Marine Layer, and they're made of Tencel, which is this really soft fabric. It's really comfortable, but you might notice that it wrinkles really easily. So if I have it inside of my packing cube, like I'm just adding to the wrinkles here. But if I were to take it out of the packing cube and lay it down flat inside of the bag and just use the compression straps on it, that gives my clothes a lot more room to breathe. And so lately, I've been wearing clothes that tend to wrinkle more. So I do prefer to pack them this way rather than stuffing them into a packing cube when at all possible. Moving on to the outside of the bag, all of the zippers can be locked, but you do need to provide your own lock. I like to use this little TSA lock, which is compact and has the little combination, so I don't need to have a key because I would totally lose the key. But on the front, there are also 2 zippered pockets. The top pocket is surprisingly spacious. I can actually fit my Patagonia puffer jacket in there. But it does seem designed to hold the included crossbody bag for quick access. Now, personally, I would use it to store my vlogging setup, which currently includes the DJI Pocket 3, the DJI Mic 2, and a phone tripod. By the way, I've been preferring the DJI Mic 2 over the Mic Mini lately, namely because of internal recording. I found that to be so essential, just to use this as a voice recorder or just backup audio. So it's ended up being an essential feature for me. So I sacrificed some of the space and convenience just to use these bigger wireless mics. But back to the backpack. So the bottom pocket is slimmer, which is great for a tablet, a Kindle, a book, or even some travel documents. Now, over here on the sides, we have one hidden zippered pocket underneath the side handle, which is perfect for storing your wallet or passport or even a phone. And the other side has this massive water bottle pocket. It's one of the biggest ones that I've ever seen on a backpack, and it can fit an up to 40-ounce water bottle. This is a really big and heavy water bottle, at least for me, and it fits really well in here with a little room to spare. Or if you're like me and you're often traveling with a tripod or a phone stand or something like that, this pocket is also great for that. I actually came here and I put my tripod in it when I was walking over, and it was perfect for storing my tripod. Now the back panel, as you can see, is padded and breathable. It also has this luggage strap for slipping over a suitcase handle. And the shoulder straps are wide and they're, padded, and they also include the sternum strap to give you a little bit of extra support. And over here on the camera strap, you'll also find my latest preference for carrying my cameras around. This is the PGY Tech Beetle clip. I actually prefer this to the Peak Design clip because it is so much faster and easier to attach this Beetle clip to the strap of your bag. I find with the Peak Design, it is very sturdy, but it has that little screw, and it just takes a lot longer for me to unscrew it and to screw it back in. And I always have such a hard time putting it on my backpack straps. And so since I tend to change my bags out a lot, I like how fast and easy it is to attach and detach this camera clip. And even though it is easy to do that, it's also very secure. So right now I have the Osmo Action mount on it. So if I have, the Osmo Action 5 Pro, and I'm walking around vlogging or getting some footage with it, as I often do with this mount, I can take off the magnet mount here, and then I can easily clip it to myself this way. Now let's move on to the BagSmart Blast. It's pretty similar to the Pharaoh in many ways. It's priced at $80, and it shares some of the same features, such as the 4 side compression buckles. There's also a hidden pocket underneath the side handle. There's a massive 40-ounce water bottle holder on the side, a bottom shoe compartment, and on the back, we have a luggage strap, as well as padded shoulder straps, and that sternum strap. But where it differs is where things really start to get interesting with this bag. So one of the first key differences is the laptop sleeve. On the Blast, it's a lot bigger. It still fits up to 15-inch laptops, but there's also space for a tablet, a Kindle, or a Nintendo Switch. There's also an extra hidden pocket that's located on the back near the shoulder straps. And because it's black, it blends in a lot more, so it's more discreet. And on top, you'll find an extra zippered pocket that provides quick access to an item. In this case, I have my sweater bunched up in here, and there's still a lot more room to spare. But the biggest standout feature on the Blast, in my opinion anyway, is the expandable storage. The Blast can expand from 28 liters to 38 liters by using a zipper system that is similar to suitcases and camera bags. This means you can keep the bag slim when you're packing light, or you can expand it when you need the extra space. I think this is pretty clever because, suitcases, we use that all the time, or at least I do. But I really have not seen that expandable storage via the zipper on many backpacks. I can really only think of one other backpack, which happens to be a camera backpack, of course, that has that feature. So I love seeing that on a travel backpack. And finally, this flap that opens the main compartment has a zippered pocket on the inside. And it's clear, so it's really great for, putting items that you need to see, or just, you don't want to lose them inside of the bag. Or if you're going to go through TSA security, you can have all your liquids in here, so it makes it really easy to separate them. And also, this flap on the outside has 2 pockets out here. There's a thin mesh pocket on front, and also another side pocket. So lots of pockets and storage throughout this backpack. Now, of course, no bag is perfect, and these two are no exception. Here are a few possible downsides. First are the limited color options for both bags, which can be a downer if you prefer a specific color. I find the white to be the most neutral of the bunch, which is why I got the white, but I do have concerns about the white showing off dirt spots over time. I mean, just in the time that I've been filming this video, this bag has already gotten so dirty. Can you see all the dirt spots on it? And I haven't even done much other than put this bag on some picnic tables. So I'm gonna have to spot clean those really well. But I also have a question about the long-term durability of this material because, it's nice that it's so thin and that keeps the bag really lightweight, which I do like. But I do wonder how it will hold up over time. Now that I'm touching it again, I do think it's a little more secure than I initially thought. But again, I can't know the long-term durability of it without testing it for a long time. The other thing about this fabric and just the whole structure of these bags is that there isn't a whole lot of structure. So when you do put items inside, like right now I have the packing cubes and my shoes inside of this bag, and you can see it's struggling to stay upright. So there we go. But it took some time for me to figure out the right way to balance this bag. So you do have to watch the structure of them based on what you put inside of them. Finally, I think the shoulder straps are a little on the thin side and they're not the most padded. So again, if you were to really stuff these bags, like this Blast bag, if you put 38 liters worth of stuff inside of here, I think it could potentially get really uncomfortable to carry these for a long time on your shoulders. And on that note, I also am a little bummed out that neither of these bags offer waist straps, especially the Blast bag, because if I have 38 liters, on my shoulders, then I definitely am gonna want a waist pack to go with it. So I do wish that that was available. But other than that, I do really like these bags. I think that, again, they're nice for being super lightweight because one of the things I look out for my bags when I first test them out is how heavy are they before I even put things inside of them. And both of these bags, for the reasons that I mentioned earlier, they're so lightweight before you start to put your own things inside of them. So I really do like that about these bags, as well as all of the compression options and all of the pockets and the storage inside of them. I think that there's some really thoughtful features that have been added into these bags. But you guys let me know what you think in the comments down below. Which of these bags would you choose? Or what is your go-to one bag travel backpack setup? Let me know in the comments. And also, if you want to see that video I did about my DOP kit or toiletry bag comparison or the packing cube comparison, I'll leave the links down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.